What's up, guys? This is Jeff here. Today is Tuesday, January the 7th. I just hope everyone is still doing okay, right? Um, Definitely no, today is not as good as yesterday. All of the major indexes are down. Nasdaq and SPY 500 is actually down more than 1%. So let me say that, right? If you do lose some money from today's trading session, I just want to let you know you are not alone, right? I believe a lot of investors are experiencing the same thing, right? Losing some values from their accounts, not able to make more money from today's trading session. It's normal, right? Let's just put it this way. As long as we understand the reasons or logic behind today's decline, then I think it's okay in terms of preparing ourselves for the future tradings. So I'm gonna talk about the reasons for today's decline later on, and also in today's video, I'm also gonna review my account performance. But more importantly, I'm gonna let you know, there was a couple of trading activities actually took place today. I'm gonna review them with you together. I would say actually I bought those couple of stocks pretty close to the end of the trading hours, because it's actually basically the lowest point of the day. So I was able to pick up a couple of stocks at their lower point, and hopefully the downturn can be revised, can be reversed tomorrow or in short time, and then today's purchase can be profitable in future, right? I'm gonna review those details with you later on. But first thing first, I know the most exciting and interesting part of this video, right? You guys want to know the value, the performance of this account. So let's jump right into it. As you guys can see, I'm losing right now around $350. In terms of percentage, it's 0.23%. I know this percentage compared to today's index's loss, it should be fun. It's not a big deal. But as a matter of fact, I'm still feeling a little bit upset. I'm still a little disappointed, because actually for the most of the trading hours, my account was actually green, was up. But unfortunately, together with the decline of all of the indexes, my account eventually turning from green to red zone. Right now, you can see a little over than 300 is my today's loss. But good enough, my account is still $152,800 some dollars, which is still above our starting point, right? 150,000 is our starting point. Let's not forget about it. So again, I guess given the like the index performance for today, let's just call today's loss is acceptable, right? One of the reasons why I said I was actually a little bit disappointed is because, yesterday Micron had a really, really good day, was up more than 10%, right? Today, from the beginning of the trading session, Micron was also strong enough, right? Highest point is actually a little over 7%. Definitely showing a very healthy trend of this stock after beaten by its earning performance, and kind of gradually stepping out, gradually going up and catching up its own value, right? Being recognized by the markets, being upgraded by the institutes, and more money is actually going into this stock, which actually is very healthy material to push the price higher. But today is absolutely affected by the index trend. I mean, at the end of the day, it was still up above like 2.5%. But overall, if you look at the intraday performance, intraday trend, not very good. I'm a little concerned about tomorrow's Micron's performance, because normally once you have you used to have a very, very good starting, and then you are actually losing your price momentum all the way to the end. That gives you some indication that tomorrow it might be a hard day for this individual stock, right? So I'm a little concerned for tomorrow, but I did not sell any of Micron's share during the day. I just hope the market can realize that today's sell-off is a little bit like over-vibing. It's a little bit over-concerned, so the market can correct itself like as quickly as it can, right? So there was no trading on Micron. Still hold Micron as my number one largest share, number one largest stock in my account. Airlines is also performing like way better than the average, right? AAL, American Airlines, probably is the weakest, but again, I have mentioned that, right? American Airlines is the one that increased the most because of the renewal of the 2025 guidelines for their performance. During one single trading day, the price was up more than 20%. Given all of those kind of the factors, American Airlines is a little weaker than Delta, than United. It's understandable, right? On the other hand, if we look at UAL, which is United, and then DL for Delta, they both strong, right? Especially given the background, which is the index is declined so much today. Airline industry certainly is one of the best performing industries of the day. So no complaints at all. When on the other hand, it's kind of the same logic, sharing the same like ups and downs. The cruise line companies for today, actually, they took some kind of pressures, right? For my smallest holdings in the account, Carnival Cruise Lines, one more time lost more than 1%. Yesterday, I was saying that I would definitely consider to buy more if the price for CCL goes between 22 and 23. Now it's little lower than 24, still waiting for the real buying opportunities. As soon as the price going down to 22 some, I'm gonna consider to buy more. Again, in the recent markets, a number of institutes issued new price target for cruise line companies, and as one of the most outstanding companies in the industry, Carnival's was given a pretty high evaluation right now. A number of institutes refreshed their price target for cruise lines, for Carnival Cruise Line. So I hope this price target upgrade can eventually help the price going up again. But again, I'm just patiently waiting for a buying opportunity for that. I guess today's biggest loser, I would call it as this way, is NVIDIA. And actually, NVIDIA has been one of the two major reasons why today's market is going so low, right? Declines so much. So let's start from NVIDIA, and then I will talk about another reasons. NVIDIA. So if we look at NVIDIA's intraday performance, right? This is the after hours, and then we look at the intraday performance. NVIDIA started with a historically high price for the stock at the beginning of the day, right? It basically started by refreshing the historical high. Then when that kind of things happen, right? If that thing happen, if they break the old record, gave all of the buyers the highest price ever in the history, you will have some sell-off pressures, right? Why is that? Because once you hit your historical high, and that basically means every single investors who bought that stock, in previous trading sessions, every single investors are actually able to make some profits, right? They actually make money. So of course, when people make money, some of the investors will decide to what? To sell the stock and then materialize the profit, right? So it's very common, right? It's not like rocket science. It's not, the disaster. It's not, the end of this company. No. Every single time the historical high happens, then you will have a bunch of investors because they're already profitable. They already gain some, profits from trading this stock. Naturally, they will sell their holdings and, take the advantage of historical high price and lock up the profit, right? So that's totally fine. And it actually happened to NVIDIA today. NVIDIA started with historical high, and then right after that opening moment, the price going down all the way, right? Basically, NVIDIA is one of, it's actually not one of, it's the most valuable company in the market, lost more than 6%. It means a lot to the indexes, right? So if we actually put this picture into the whole perspective, okay, even though SPY 500 and NASDAQ lost more than 1%, but you know what, NVIDIA, because of the natural trading behaviors, NVIDIA as the most valuable company lost more than 6%. And that explains a little bit why, overall the index is down by more than 1%. So for that reason, today's decline is okay, right? This is the, the reason number one, why I was saying, as long as we understand the logic and reasons behind the decline, right? And another thing, well, no, hold on a sec. Because NVIDIA was down more than 6%, so it's also easy to understand why Micron lost its momentum, right? Down from 7% up all the way to 2.6% up. And if you look at other semiconductor industry stocks, it's basically the same thing, right? Yesterday ASMY performed really, really well, and today affected by NVIDIA. And then it's also down a little more than 1%. So which is acceptable, right? As long as we understand the reasons. Another reasons for today's decline, I would say, is actually regarding the economic data, right? So the major data issue today is actually service PMI, which is very easy to understand. If we look at the PMI together with the additional information behind it, then we know, okay, that's why today's market is under pressure. Specifically, is actually the service cost, right? In this package of the economic data, service cost stood out by actually beating the market expectations, which means the service cost happened in last month was actually higher than what Wall Street expected. And that is not a good sign. Why? Because service cost is up or more than expected, and that means very likely as a part of the inflation, the future CPI or PCE data could be also higher than the expectation. And if the inflation data is higher than expectation, what that means? That means Federal Reserve will definitely hold up steady for the interest rate and not hurry into the rate cut zone, right? They already said for 2025, very likely it will be just 2 times. Even though I personally do not believe or agree, but as they said that, right, at the moment, as of the moment. So nobody wants to see inflation goes up, especially even before Trump takes the White House, right? It hadn't started yet. So the service cost data, I would say, is one of the killers for today's market as well. The entire market was definitely concerned and afraid of the inflation going back. And if it does happen, then it gives Trump's administration very limited space, to handle any type of the tariff war with any countries globally, right? So we understand the 2 big reasons for today. One is from NVIDIA, one is from economic data. And we know, what? Right now, just hold our breath, finger crossed, because tomorrow is going to be ADP report issued, and then Friday will be the final payroll data issued by Labor Department. And after this week, we will receive official inflation data in next week. So we know the schedule, right? We know right now the market has the concern, but the concern itself should not be so big because we already know what's the worst scenario. Again, let's just be a little patient and wait for the market itself finish its consolidation and correction and then bounce up again, right? Let's go to the trading. As I said, I was able to buy a couple of stocks closing to the end, close to the end of the day, right? I actually placed 3 orders, and one of that was about Love, which is a furniture maker in the industry. It didn't really go through, right? It's eventually canceled because my price was lower than the whole day trading price. So let's forget about that. The only 2 trading activities took place actually is the YNN, which is the China ETF. I won't really spend so much time on it because I know for most of you as an English speaker investors, you are not so familiar with the China environment. So I'm just gonna leave it here. If you want to look at it, feel free. You have the price over here and the quantity of the shares. Now, NUE. If you look at NUE's performance, it's an interesting one, right? NUE's performance in the recent months was actually, it's terrible. It's literally terrible, right? Because of the policy, because of the uncertainty of the acquisition of American steel, and also because the demand globally right now driving the price of iron and bronze going lower and lower. By a combination of reasons like that, NUE's price went down significantly. But then it passed a significant drop in the recent months and then started to kind of consolidate at their low point. And right now, in the past couple of days, the price started to go up a little bit, right? So I think it might be a signal for me to take the advantage to get a little more NUE shares with lower price, and then I can average down my cost. So this is one of the reasons from technical parts, also from like the valuation part of the company, and also from the policy part. When Trump again goes into the White House, the entire basic material industry should be able to benefit from his economy policies, right? So by combining all of those considerations, I decided to buy a few more shares on NUE, average down the cost, and hopefully it turned out to be a positive result. Okay, so I guess this is pretty much for today. Again, I really want to comfort you guys. If you do lose some money today, it should not be a big deal. Market always go up or go down. As long as we do not lose the momentum, as long as we do not lose the confidence on our market, everything should be okay. All right. Thanks very much for watching this video. I will see you guys tomorrow.